Have you ever looked for a sign? A grand display of power, a voice from the heavens, a miracle that defies all explanation. We often search for God in the thunder, in the burning bush, in the parting of the seas. We read the ancient stories and expect that same majesty to appear before us in a flash of lightning or a roaring fire. But what if we've been looking in the wrong places? What if God's presence isn't always in the spectacular, but in the quiet, gentle moments that fill our everyday lives? Take a look around you, really look. See the stranger who stops to help someone who has fallen. That's not just a person. That's compassion in action. That's a flicker of the divine. See the volunteer at the soup kitchen placing a warm meal into the hands of someone who has nothing. That's not just food. That's nourishment for the body and the soul. That's God's provision delivered through a willing heart. Sometimes God doesn't speak from a whirlwind. Sometimes his voice is the whisper of a friend who says, "I'm here for you." His touch isn't a celestial light, but the comforting arm of a parent around a crying child. His strength isn't shown by moving mountains, but by giving someone the courage to get up and face another day. He appears in the form of a listening ear when you feel like no one understands, a kind heart in a world that can feel so cold. Think about it. When we pray for strength, God doesn't always send a surge of energy. He might send a person who holds us up when we feel weak. But when we pray for a miracle, it might not be a sudden cure, but a doctor with steady hands and a tireless spirit. When we pray for hope, it might not be a vision, but a simple smile from a stranger that reminds us we are not alone. God manifests himself through people. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, is a reflection of his love. Every moment of selfless giving is a channel for his grace. You don't have to be a prophet or a saint. You just have to be willing. You are the vessel. When you offer a hand to someone in need, you become his hands. When you speak words of comfort to someone who is hurting, you become his voice. When someone prays for help, you can be the answer to that prayer. God lives in love, and love is not an abstract concept. It is an action. It's visiting the lonely, feeding the hungry, comforting the grieving. It's putting someone else's needs before your own. It's choosing forgiveness over bitterness and unity over division. In these moments of pure, selfless love, we don't just see a glimpse of God, we participate in his divine nature. We become conduits of his presence on earth. Look at the communities that come together after a tragedy, rebuilding homes and lives. Look at the people who dedicate their lives to serving others, asking for nothing in return. This is not just human goodness. This is God working through us. He lives in the connection between two souls, in the shared laughter, the shared tears, the shared burdens. So the next time you look for God, don't just look up at the sky. Look around you. Look at the faces of your neighbors, your friends, your family, and even strangers. See Him in their acts of courage, their moments of compassion, their unwavering support, and more importantly, look within. Recognize that the same divine spark lives in you. You have the power to be a miracle for someone else. You have the capacity to be a beacon of hope in the darkness. God works through you. Be the kindness you wish to see. Be the helping hand. Be the answer to someone's prayer. Be the love that changes the world, one small, beautiful act at a time. Because that is how God truly makes Himself known. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope today. Thank you for watching.